Welcome, my brothers. You know who it is. I'm D. It's the Future Fathers FF podcast. Yes, bros, back in it again. Actually, I've been on my job this week. Excuse me. Been on my job. So it's Sunday while I'm recording this one, because I went out earlier on to go and gather my stuff for dinner after work, and went to go and check one of my brethrens. On my way back now, on my way back, come across these two boys. One was about 9, one was about 11, and it was their speech that struck me. So today, my brothers, we're going to get into us as parents and us as black parents needing to do better. We need to do better with our children, by our children, and for them. Because these two little black boys, see one of them first with his friend on his phone. So on my way home, I saw two little boys, both about 9, 8, out on the street, talking about, yeah man, we'll check you later, innit? But the funny thing is, the boy that said that could barely even talk. I'm not even joking. He could not, like, and you know, it's my phone, and I'm like, brother, you can't even talk, but you're telling man about, oh yeah, we'll check you later. What do you mean? Why are you even outside in sliders with your hood up? It's not even raining. It's not even cold. Why are you not doing homework? It's Sunday afternoon. Okay, so yeah, the youths are playing outside and whatnot. That's cool. But not how this youth was dealing with things. Not how he was moving. That was not cool. To me, that was not cool. And then the second youth. Now, I didn't know this, but the youth was on his phone talking to one of his friends, running up the road. Like, yeah, I said I will check you, innit? But I don't even know where you are. Where's man? Where are you? Oh, there you are. I see the other one come around the corner. It's about 11. That's why I'm your older. That's why you're supposed to listen to me, innit? When I tell you things, that you're supposed to do them because I'm your older. I was like, oh my gosh. First of all, I'm thinking, your parents do not know you're talking like this. And if they do, and they're allowing it to continue, well, that's a conversation, a whole next conversation for another time. That's too much for me to get into right here, because I got food on the stove and I need to make sure my food is cooked. I needed to come in here and voice my opinions on this, because this was something that touched me. I don't know what my youths do outside the house. I know they're not small like that, but I cannot control what my children do when they are not around me. The only thing I can do, and the only thing I have control over, is how I teach them to conduct themselves outside on the street. This is why I'm saying we need to do better. My brothers, I could not believe it. I'm not even joking. And I'm somebody who grew up on the ends. Yeah. I lived in Peckham. I lived in East Dulwich. I lived in Sidcup. Man used to, I know brothers that used to live in Brixton, Lewisham, New Cross, Blackheath. I know man all over the place. And me growing up, as I said to you, man, a whole heap of different times. It was completely different time growing up then as it is now. But at 9 and 11, I was outside playing with my friends in the Venture Playground, racing on my BMX. going to bike tracks, going to the arcade. Because yeah, there was arcade still when I was about 11. Had a little arcade around the corner from my house. Yeah, it was alright. Them things there, yeah, that's what I was doing. I was not out on road thinking about, yeah man, we'll check you later, innit? I understand, brothers. I understand that we live in a different time and children are moving differently, you know, things have changed, blah, blah, blah. All of these excuses, because that's exactly what they are, they're excuses. You ain't supposed to let your youth go outside talking like that. Your youth ain't supposed to, they're not supposed to be doing that. Now, I know circumstance and situation, yeah? I know this. I was a brother that didn't have dad around like that, who was looking for my brethren all the time. Around my brethren, yeah, I talk differently. But if you think I was going to do them kind of things there where, I can't even, you know what, I can't even say that. Because I used to do that. But as I've stated, not at that age. When I was older, yes. Because even then I understood children don't do those things. Children don't talk like that. Big people talk like that. And now as a big man, I'm thinking to myself, right, should I say something? As a dad, myself, I'm walking in the same direction these boys are going, and I'm listening to them and I can hear their conversation. And I'm thinking, if your parents heard you, they would probably box both feet. They may not. They may allow this. I can't say nothing. Should I say something? I should say something. I should say, there should be somebody saying something. But I don't know if their dads are around. If their dads are around, why ain't their dads teaching them that they shouldn't be doing things like that out on road? Is it only mom? All of these things are running through my head while I'm walking up the road, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't even know these boys' parents. Like, I don't even know these children. I cannot say something to these children. But I need to say something to these children because they need to know that acting like that and carrying on like that is only going to get you looked at by people. That's what we're trying to avoid. We don't want our children to be looked at in any kind of way. But when they're acting like that out on the street, like, it stems from somewhere. It's coming from somewhere. Their friends at school, their home environment, the stuff they watch on TV, social media. It's coming from somewhere. But bros, I don't understand how we just letting this thing happen. Like, you've seen, I know my listeners, I know you have seen other children in the same circumstance. I just saw those two boys. I know you've seen it happen. How many times have you thought to yourself, I should say something? And how many times have you actually said something? This is why I'm saying we need to do better. As a community, yeah, it shouldn't bother you that somebody else said something to your child because your child was doing something that they shouldn't be doing. I remember growing up as a youth, yeah, there was a whole heap of people that told me not to do things. Or, wouldn't your mum tell you off if you, wouldn't your mum say something to you? But this time now, I know you don't know my mum. Certain times, I'd have people come out of the blue and they'd be like, D, what would your mum say? And I'm like, oh my gosh, I know you actually know my mum. And I have to think about what I'm doing. And then there's other times where big people have said something to me and I know you don't know, nobody in my family, but I have to take into consideration what they're saying because what I'm doing, my actions, how I'm portraying myself is letting my whole family down. And that's the thing. Like, these children now, they do not understand that what they do reflects badly, not only on them, but the people that raised them. And sometimes, I'm not going to say all the time, or more times than not, sometimes the people that raise these youths are not actually like that. The people that, the parents of children, like these two little boys, majority of the time, the parents are nothing like what those children portray themselves to be. That's how I'll put it. Because that's exactly what it is. I don't know what it is with these youths now. Everybody's full of fashion. They all want the same thing. And that's the thing. That's the next thing. They all wanna, oh yeah, so-and-so's got this, so I have to have it. So-and-so's got that, so I have to have that. They don't have to, you know. They really don't. And we're responsible for this. Like their clothes, their behavior, their whole outlook on life. We're responsible for that. If we don't show them that there is better than what you see in your phone and on the TV, if we don't let them know, right, you don't have to do that, then where are they gonna, they're not gonna know. Now my oldest, he didn't want to follow the crowd at all, yeah? So this youth don't even dress like the man them. He likes his tech wear, which, if I'm honest, makes him look a bit more like, yeah, this dude looks like he can do something. But when he started wearing it, nobody around him was wearing it, so people looked on him funny just because of what he was wearing. And now everyone's kind of wearing tech wear with these straps on them and whatnot. But I tell him all the time, you know, I'm gonna put a piece of string through all your loops here and pull it tight and watch you fall over, so you look like rucksack. Yeah, I get applause for that one, because I'm telling you, the youth look like rucksack sometimes. But at the same time, it's his look. He doesn't look like everybody else. He's a black youth, so people will say, oh yeah, but you know, yeah, that's neither here nor there. But the whole point in me saying that is, you don't have to follow the crowd. People will just accept you for you eventually. But pushing to be part of something is not what it is. And as I said and stated, we need to do better. We need to show them that all of this ain't necessary. We need to show them that what you see is only where you are right now. You don't know where you're going to be. You want to aim for higher so you can get higher, but we don't know where you're going to be. I know exactly where I would like to be. Not there yet. And I'm talking personally right now. I know exactly where I would like to be. Not there yet. But making moves, trying to get up there, trying to get to where I need to be, or should I say where I would like to be. It's not where I need to be, because where I need to be is right where I am right now. I'm able to provide. Simple. Done. Where I would like to be is in a position where I'd like to be in a position where I actually own something. Not a car, business, something like that. Something small. Actually, do you know what? I can't even say that I would like to be there. I'm getting there. I'm pushing my podcast. This is mine. You guys are listening to my opinion because you choose to. I can only give you what I feel I've experienced in the way I have. Yeah? And it's my opinion. I'm fully aware that it's only my opinion. Some of you listening will say, you know, I don't even care. I don't even care about your opinion. I just like what you got to say. And you know what? I'm fully okay with that. I will gladly cheers to that. Because you're not supposed to agree wholeheartedly all the time. You're supposed to have your own opinion. And the opinion that you have may affect mine in the way that I'm saying, okay, do you know what? I have to change my thinking. I'm hoping that my opinion is doing the same thing for you. My brothers, all of us would love our children to just grow up, get a job that they like, and live the life that they would like to live, yeah? Without any kind of interference from the government or the law, yeah? I'm pretty sure in that. I know I'm on that side of that. I would like my children to not be involved with the law or the government in any way, shape or form. I know, unfortunately, you know, we have to be governed by the government, but that's something else. Our children and how they are and what they're seen as and how they're seen by other people, we know as parents, as big people, you know what it's like, especially as a black brother, yeah, talking to you in particular now, yeah. You know what it's like when feds are looking at you, or police, for those of you that don't know, yeah? You know what it's like when they're looking at you and you know they're coming to approach you. You know they are. You know what that's like. You don't want that for your children. And if you're like, oh, well, it's going to happen anyway, I fully understand that, but you still don't want it for your children. You prepare them for that possibility, but you steer them through life in a direction where they don't even, like the police, yeah, they ain't even looking at you for nothing. That's what I would like, me personally, but that's just me. I know there's a lot of brothers out there that want the exact same. So bros, we just need to strive for that. Now, I'm gonna go and check my pot, yeah? So I'll be back in 2 texts. There we go. Just have to go and check on my pot. Got dinner cooking this evening. Curry goat and rice. If you need to, my brothers, that's the next thing. As I'm saying, what we need to do is do more, yeah? Get them to cook with you every weekend. Every weekend. I know it sounds kind of harsh, but that weekend is family time. They're spending time with the family. Get it to a point where it's not a task. It's, do you need a help? Do you need a help? Do you need a hand? My brothers, these are the things that, as I said, I don't want my children involved with, or I don't want them to have any run-ins with the government or the police. Yeah? The best way I can do that is if I've got them in some kind of extracurricular activity and their time is consumed with either work, hobbies, or something that is building something for them. So at the moment, my eldest, as I'm sure you know, he's a stuntman and a gym coach. Yeah? So he's doing all right. My youngest is a gym coach, and he's still at college studying music performance. So between them being in education and having a job, they've got something extra. The oldest one, he does tricking. He's trying to build up his tricking page. And actually, I should find out what his tricking page is so I can let you guys know. Okay, so I got him on the phone. Yeah? Right. Now, Jay, you can tell people your tricking page name because that's too much for me right now.
It's kind of complicated to spell as well, but the way you pronounce it is Omega Yama Kaji. And there is 2 underscores in between Omega and Yami, and there's an underscore in between Yama and Kaji. The way you spell Yama Kaji is Y-A-M-A, and the way you spell Kaji is K-A-J-I.
Dude, thank you.
Omega spelled the same way as usual.
Right, as normal. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you very much for your input. So there you go, my brothers. You got the young ones thing on there, and we can say bye to him now. See you later, mate.
See you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.
All right, there he goes. Okay, so noise. It sound like I'm dropping things. I had to get him on the phone just to at least see if it's worth it. Of course it is, because then he's promoting his own stuff, and I don't have to do it. But at least my brothers out there now, you know, you got something to send your children to. If you're in the Southwark area, you know, hit him up on Insta. I'm sure he would like to get your children involved in tricking because they get rankings, they got competitions, all kinds of things. So you know what? It's something different. It gets them off the street and it gets them active. Not only that, bros, it keeps them out of problems. You know what my nan used to tell me? Devil makes work for idle hands. And that is so true. Because if you're sitting down doing nothing, you're getting a whole heap of problems. Whole heap of problems. And that's not what we want for our youths. As I said, we need to do better. Because the more we're doing for them and the more they see, the more they're involved in. We want them to be involved in things that push them to be better. Or should I push them and us to be better, actually. So it's only beneficial. Hold on, I'm just writing down something. Yeah, it can only be beneficial, my brothers. Like, and I fully understand that, you know what? These things take a lot of money and time. Extracurriculars. You know, getting them into following their hobbies and things like that. I understand it takes time. I know this firsthand. As you all know, the boys have been involved in quite a lot of stuff. Dance, modeling, TV work, promotional work they used to dance for Red Cross for flame's sake. Like, come on. My boys have been involved in stuff, so I know what it takes, where you've got to pay out for every term, and then you got to buy a uniform, and then the children are growing, so you got to buy extra uniform or more uniform every few terms, and then there's different trips. Like, I know what it's like. I know it takes money and it takes time, but I tell you what, my brothers, it is so worth it. Your children live life to the fullest. I don't know if I've ever mentioned this to you. I really don't know. But you know what? My children have been involved in so much in their short lives, because, as I'm saying, 21 and 17, that's not a long life. You know what I mean? They ain't been around for long. But in the 21 years and the 17 years my two sons have been alive, they've done more in their short existence on this rock we call Earth than a lot of people have done in their whole entire lives. They were both involved in dance from, I believe, Jay was 5, maybe a little bit older, and Ty was involved in dance from he was about 4, because I used to take him when I was taking Jay to the lessons. They did that for about, I don't even remember how long, it was 4 years they were doing dance for. And they were involved in so much. They danced at the O2, they danced at Hackney Empire. I can't even remember the other one. They danced for, as I said, Red Cross. They used to do that regularly. They used to dance at, was it not Party in the Park? Some next thing that they did over in Catford. Every year, every summer, they used to go and dance on stage over there. My brothers, my boys, yeah, my children, through dance, an extra activity that me and mum had to pay for, yeah? Don't get it twisted, we had to pay for it, but through them dancing, they took me and their mum to flipping Disneyland. Are you serious? We got Disneyland Paris. I've been to Disneyland Paris because my boys were dancing. Because my boys were dancing. And the joke is, the dance crew that they were dancing with, or should I say the dance school they were attached to, yeah, were invited to Disneyland to perform. Yeah? So when you're thinking to yourself, oh no, but it's going to cost me blah, 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 this, that and the other, don't think about how much it costs. Your children are going to enjoy themselves. And along the way, you may be able to get something out of it as well. It's not that I got something out of it. It was an experience. But the simple fact that through dance, my children were able to do that. My youngest, he's been a model, been to proper fashion shows. And then Jay was in the longest running sci-fi TV program of all time, Doctor Who. We need to do better. Yeah, my brothers, I don't mean to push it in your face, yeah, but I tried. I did my best at the time. I did what I felt was necessary, regardless of whether I didn't get to see my brethren as much, I didn't get to see family as much, or whatever it was. I did what was right by my children, because they still saw family. Don't get it twisted. It wasn't like, oh yeah, I shut my family off. They still saw family. They got to grow with their uncle, my brother. He knows them. They know him. My mom, my sisters, they know them. My nan, they know them. But just giving your children a little bit more. Just being, I wouldn't say involved. It's a little bit demanding of a parent. It definitely is a bit demanding to look at your child and be like, no, you should be doing this. You should be doing that. Yeah. You know what? Sometimes it does sound a bit bad, but there's benefits to it. Like, my children are extremely healthy, active boys. Extremely. Like, I get to train in the gym with them. Just mainly because, you know, I had them young and I was able to grow with them, and now they're at an age where we can all train together. But regardless, we need to do more. I've told you before, there was a time where my eldest used to bring his brethren from school to the house, and I'd have them out on the balcony weight training. My younger one used to bring his brethren round to the house on a Sunday to sit down and chat and get food. Don't get it twisted. I'm not just a father to my own children, you know, and this is the key to it. We always say, oh yeah, do you know, I'll do anything for my children, but you're a parent. You're supposed to have that feeling for children in general, which is why I said to you earlier on, like, would you actually say something to a child that you saw doing something wrong? Nowadays, in the 21st century, don't get me wrong, yeah, a lot of us would love to say something to children, but you can't be seen as saying anything bad to a child nowadays, because the child's going to turn around and say something to you and you're not going to like it, and it's going to be posted up on some social site or whatever. You're going to be made to you're going to be made out, to look like some idiot or some hostile person, and that's not what it is. The youth's just not doing what they're supposed to be doing. They ain't doing right by themselves, their parents, or, you know, just life. I might be talking, you know, a bit of rubbish. I'm glad some of you may see it as rubbish, because then that means some people won't see it as rubbish. Yeah, there has to be a balance. If you see it as one thing, somebody sees it as something else. Bros, I don't know how we're gonna do it. I don't know how everyone else is gonna do it. But if you want to use me as a blueprint, go ahead. I don't mind. If you want to use me as a guide, don't mind. If you just want advice, brothers, I keep saying it, write me in the comment section. Hit me up on Instagram. We can definitely do this. I just need some time to sort my little studio out, yeah? And I can get you on the phone. It's not an issue. As you just heard, I was just testing out something right there with my own son, just to make sure that it's possible. But you know what, bros, we need to do more. We as parents, single moms as well. I know it's hard. You got children, you got work, you're trying to be the best of both worlds. Don't be the best of both worlds. Do not do that. If you got brothers, uncles, get them involved. They should be involved anyway. Yeah. And not only that, man them. This is where we're supposed to step in now. Yeah. We've got our own children, and we see a young mum struggling with her children, or not struggling. Yeah, I won't say that. She's just living with her children. You know, they're just existing, but the children are trying her patience. My brothers, that's where we're supposed to step in. And sisters, don't feel no way if a man comes and says something to your child. Please do not feel away, because the man's not intruding. He's just giving his input, especially if he can see that there's no father. Yeah, as I've stated before on a number of occasions, parents can have children, but it takes a village to raise them. Remember that. Yeah, the teachers are with them a certain amount of time a day. You're with them a certain amount of time a day. They're around their friends and strangers, complete and total strange people to them almost all the time. But we have to rely on the kindness of these strangers in order to keep our children in line. I know it sounds mad, but that's exactly what it should be. You shouldn't feel a way that somebody told you not to be carrying on a certain way out on the road. You should be like, well, you shouldn't have done it then, innit? Simple. Because that's what I used to get. That's what it was like for me growing up. As I stated already, I'm not a bad guy. As I said, I've made mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. But I'd like to think that the way I've grown is quite good. I'm okay. I feel I'm alright. It's up to other people to make that assumption or to make that analogy or to come to that conclusion. But me personally, I'm good. I'm alright. So my brothers, I'm going to leave it there with you on this one. Just finished my drink. As parents to our own children, sometimes we need to look past our own families and our own children. There are other children out there less fortunate than yours. They may only have mum, they may only have dad, they may have neither. But nothing is stopping us from being a parent to every single child we come across and at least influencing them in some way, shape or form, giving them advice on any level. We're parents. We done grow already. We're big people. We should be helping them. We shouldn't be leaving them and leading them astray or letting them just do whatever they want willy-nilly. We should be guiding them as best we can. I'm doing my best. My brothers, I beg you, please do yours. Once again, I'm D. This is the Future Fathers FF podcast. My brothers, I beg you, stay blessed.